Hello, this is Dr. Rupinder Kaur. Welcome to Physio Lectures. So today I am going to teach you about very interesting topic, that is neuroanatomy. In today's lecture, I am going to teach you about the development of the nervous system. So today we are going to discuss about the topic that how the nervous system develops. So first of all, the nervous system develops from the ectoderm. As we know that in our body is made up of three germinal layers, that is ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. And the nervous system develops from the ectoderm. The whole nervous system is derived from the ectoderm except its vessels and some neuroglial cells. So except these two structures, whole that is blood vessels and some of the neuroglial cells, except these two, the nervous system is derived from the ectoderm. Now during the early embryonic life, the ectoderm differentiates into the three parts, that is neural tube, second is neural crest cell, third is ectodermal placoid. And from the neural tube, the central nervous system develops. Most of the peripheral nervous system develop from the neural crest cells, and these three structures, that is inner ear, hypophysis, cranial sensory ganglia, these three structures develop from the ectodermal placoids. We will discuss about all three structures in detail. First of all, we begin with the neural tube. As the neural tube, from the neural tube, our central nervous system develops. The central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord. So these are the most important structure in the body, and these develop from the neural tube. And the process of formation of the neural tube is known as neurulation. So here is a diagram shown which shows the formation of the neural tube. So first of all, during the early embryonic life, our body is made up of our body consists of three germinal layers, that is ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, and this is the black dot is a notochord. So during the 16th day of embryonic life, the midline of ectoderm starts thicken, and it is known as neural plate. After that, the side portion of the neural plates, that is neural margins, begins to elevate. When these two structures elevate, this neural plate form the fold, that is neural groove. It form a neural groove, and this groove become more deeper, and at the end of these groove there are the cells present, that is neural crest cell, which are shown in the black color. And the ends of this groove or this groove starts to join, and when these two structures join, it form a complete circular structure, that is neural tube, and it detach from this ectoderm and form a separate structure, that is known as neural tube. And these two cells, that is neural cells, these also detach and form the neural crest cells. So this is the basic step for the formation of the neural tube. So first of all, ectoderm start to thicken in the midline portion. Then these two margins starts to elevate due to this the neural groove form, and the ends of this groove starts to join, and when these two grooves join, and it form a complete circular structure, that is a neural tube. And these cells which are present at the end portion of the tube, that is known as neural crest cell. Now when the neural tube is formed, it develops to the upper region, and it also develops in the lower part. So at the beginning there are two pores is present, one on the upper end of the neural tube and second pore is on the lower end of the neural tube. This is known as anterior and posterior neuropores. But at the around 25th day of embryonic life, the anterior pore starts to close, and then at the 27th day of the early embryonic life, the posterior pore or neuropore also starts to close. But when these pores does not closed and it remains open, then it will lead to some clinical conditions. first condition is that when the anterior pore does not close, then it cause a disease that is known as anencephaly. In this, the brain of child does not develop, brain will underdevelop, and in this condition, that is anencephaly, the vault of the skull develop incompletely. So the vault of the skull is developed incompletely, as well as the brain of child is underdeveloped. Most of the child born with anencephaly are the stillborn child, or if the child remain alive, then the child survive for few days or for few hours, and the death occurs. A second condition is that if the posterior pore, that is caudal pore, remains open, at that time it will lead to the severe form of spina bifida, that is rhesus. So this will develop to the severe form of the spina bifida. So these are the basically clinical correlation related to neural tube. Now we already discussed about the neural crest cells. Most of the peripheral nervous system develop from the neural crest cell. The third one is ectodermal placoids. Now, prior to the neural tube closure, the neural fold contains two type of cells population. One is neural crest cell, and second one is neuroepithelial cell. We already learned about the neural crest cell, that these cells during neurulation, the neural crest cell detach, but the neuroepithelial cell get incorporated into the ectoderm. So the area of ectoderm which contains the neuroepithelial cell, that portion is known as ectodermal placoids. So these are the basics about the development of the nervous system. If you want to learn more topics related to the neuroanatomy, then please suggest me in the comment section. I hope you will like this video. If you like it, then please share it and also subscribe my channel for more such videos. Thank you.